Hi guys, I'm MRB, and I'm happy to welcome you back to my No Shield Challenge playthrough of Dark Souls. And I've got some good news. From here on out, things pick up a little bit from the past couple of videos. The first two videos I really spent running around picking up weapons and armor and items that I will find useful throughout my playthrough. But the only bosses I've really killed so far are just the Asylum Demon in that tutorial level, and Taurus at the end of last video. And I'm happy to say that today, you'll get 2 boss fights in this 20 minutes if you stay from start to finish. So it will be a little bit more interesting maybe than some of my other videos. And of course I'm down in the lower Undead Burg, on my way to Capra. Now for anyone that has played Dark Souls, Capra is probably the first boss that really gave you a lot of trouble. And the reason being is Capra is in a small room with 2 dogs. And they all kind of come at you at once. And I've always said that the Capra fight is all about the dogs. If the dogs decide that they want to just troll you by hopping around and dodging every attack, and it does happen, if they decide to be real pain, that's when the fight becomes really difficult. And if you can get rid of the dogs, so it's just you and Capra, generally things work out to be quite a bit easier for you. So my main concern at this point is, I guess Capra is one of those bosses that I really like a good shield for. A high stability shield will allow you to block almost all of Capra's attacks, saving maybe his two-handed swings or her two-handed swings. I don't actually know if Capra Demon is a male or female. I guess I really don't know. But having a good shield, you can block almost all of Capra's attacks. So that's and in such a close proximity with a bunch of things, you know, having a shield is really helpful. Of course, as my rules state for this playthrough, I'm not allowing myself to use a shield, so I'm going to have to fall back onto another crutch. Unfortunately, that crutch isn't going to be health, because I still think I'm low teens. Maybe I'm level 10. I actually don't remember what I am at this point. So I really don't have any health much more than base. I think I might have sunk a point or 2 into vitality is all, from the bandit starting vitality. So yeah, I don't have a lot of health. So my next option really is armor. And I did pick up the Elite Knight armor set from Darkroot Garden at the beginning of the game when I was over by the parish. So I do have that armor set, and it's at about this point where I'm thinking, well, I'm going to need a nice strong set of armor. The problem is I don't have enough endurance to fast roll in it. I'm level 12 according to this, so I don't actually have enough endurance to roll around quickly in it, so I'm going to be sacrificing my movement speed with armor. So I'm not happy with kind of what I have going on. And there I tried out the Hollow Thief tights that I picked up, but it made my legs look really, really small, so I was like, nope, not going to wear those. I've reached the point where the only armor I'll end up wearing is stuff that I think looks cool. I could care less about stats. I know that, you know, if I wanted to wear heavy armor or whatever, I'd end up wearing giants, because that's probably got the best defense to poise to weight ratio of any armor. But I also think giants armor looks really dumb. So usually I end up wearing what looks cool. So you'll probably see me wear this black leather armor for most of the game, because it's one of my favorite sets. I really like the look of that. So I picked it up here and immediately put it on because I knew I was going to be wearing it. Anyway, for the Capra fight, I'm probably going to wear, I mean, I know I'm going to wear, this is post-commentary, I wear Elite Knight armor for it, and that's just to ensure that I can stay alive when I don't have a shield, because I'm going to be taking hits. This is the first boss fight where I'm going to be taking some hits, so You'll notice that I actually ran by the boss fog. What I'm going to do is unlock this way to Firelink so that if I die, I'll actually spawn at Firelink and I'll do this little run back. I'm also going to spend some souls getting some charcoal pine resin and some more homeward bones, which if you haven't figured it out, I really like homeward bones. I use them all the time. Just clearing out my hotbar. It's at this point that I decide I'm gonna pop all these hard souls. I don't know why I decided to do it just sitting here. I don't know that I've ever really done that before, but I think my thought was at the time is when I get to Firelink, I'm just gonna level up. I'm gonna level up my health and I'm gonna level up my endurance a little bit, just to ensure that I can take a couple hits. I can take a couple on the chin and not go down. But this little sewer unlocks that path all the way to Capra, so that'll be a nice little shortcut for me instead of having to run through all those thieves and the lower undead bird, which are a pain. So Capra, I'm gonna wear heavy armor. I'm gonna use some of that charcoal pine resin I just picked up. I'm gonna use that to buff my weapon. And the two things that I would like to have are, of course, a shield, which I don't. And then the next thing that I really want to have is poise. And the reason being is I don't want to be staggered by the dogs. Now there are ways around the dogs. If you use hidden body or a fog ring, the dogs won't actually aggro when you run in. And it'll be just you and Capra, and you can just deal with Capra kind of on your own. The dogs really won't aggro you, so that's one way that you can deal with them. Some people like to run up the stairs and use that as a choke point. You can do that, and you'll be fine that way too. But like I said at the beginning, this is manly souls now. We're gonna fight Capra like a man, and well, a man would wear armor because Capra's scary. So I'm just preparing at this point, making sure I have everything equipped. If you didn't know, you can run through all these starting enemies pretty safely. You don't have to fight them all. The only thing you have to watch out for is that fire bomb that this guy hurls at you. You just kind of have to time it so that you avoid, and then you can just run around everybody. That was a pretty successful little run. If you need a good example of how to do it, that was a pretty good one. You usually take a chip damage from somebody or another, but as long as you have a little bit of poise, you can just run through any damage that you receive from them. When I started this playthrough, I made an asterisk on Capra because it was one of the bosses that I was not looking forward to fighting. There are a couple that I'm not looking forward to, and this is probably my earliest obstacle in this game. So you're gonna see me play really carefully, and all the Estus reinforcement that I did at the beginning of the game, you know, I'm gonna need all of that, because when I heal, I want to make sure I can heal all the way. You're also seeing me take out these thieves very safely, just a couple of headshots from that bow. And what do we have here? The Hollow Thief's Hood. You can see how happy I am. This is actually one of my favorite headpieces in the whole game, because it makes you look like a badass. And you know, again, fashion souls. I'm gonna wear that. That's an awesome hood. So you'll see me probably keep that on along with the black leather armor for a while. I think it looks good. So here we go. Fighting Capra like a man. You'll see that the fast roll that I had before I will no longer have. So now I'm medium rolling. And I almost exclusively play fast rolling characters, so I gotta get the timing down on that medium roll. The invincibility frames are a little bit different, so I might just let you watch the Capra fight, and we'll see how everything goes. So in that early exchange, I was able to kill both dogs, and I quickly ran up the stairs to heal. I thought Capra had already fallen down, so I did a plunging attack to find out that he wasn't there, and he tried to do the same to me. At this point, when it's just you and Capra, the fight's pretty much over, and I in fact took the time to take off that chest piece just so I could fast roll again. For anybody that's new or struggling with Capra, try fighting him unlocked. The room is very small, and when you lock on, it almost does the same effect of making the room bigger. Just because you have to strafe around him as opposed to just being able to run by him. And I get him almost killed before I start making mistakes here. This big mistake, I miss him a couple times, and I run out of stamina, so I can't roll away from his attack. And then I try to do a running R1 to finish him off with that little bit of health, and he catches me, and I don't have the same poise since I took off the chest piece. But this is manly souls right here. Who needs anything but their own bare chest to fight Capra? And here we see me doing a little min-maxing, seeing if I can get away wearing the Elite Knight leggings. But I don't have the endurance to do so. So we're gonna go with the Wanderer boots. And do I look good? Do I look good? All right, I do. And again, is this armor the best armor? Of course not, but it looks cool, so I'm gonna wear it. So Capra's over. You know, breathe a sigh of relief there. That was a job well done, and you know, for 95% of that fight, it went exactly how I wanted it to go. I just got greedy at the end, and that's a big problem a lot of newer players have with Dark Souls is you're almost beating a boss, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just need that one little hit, and you just, you know, you're willing to give up anything to get that one little hit on them just to finish them off, and that's when you make mistakes. You really have to stay patient through the entire fight. You know, whether or not you're one hit away or you just started the fight, you got to be patient. If you want to do any sort of challenge playthrough, or if you want to do a low-level challenge playthrough, you have to be patient. You have to know how much stamina you have, and you have to know when you can attack safely. And these are just things that everybody has to learn. When you don't have a lot of vitality or a shield or anything to save you, you really gotta be careful when you open yourself up for an attack. And even if they're almost dead, sometimes taking that risk to kill them with a risky move will just get you killed, and then you gotta start all over again because that's Dark Souls. So lucky for me, I had enough health still to survive. And if this butcher that drops down, you can actually see him right there. I heard somewhere that they were female. They look pretty masculine to me, not certainly any girls I would really want to mess with, but yeah, apparently they're female. So what do you know? There, I noticed I can't kill the dogs in one hit anymore, so buffing just to be sure. And actually, it turns out I still can't kill them in one hit, so you'll see me use buffs whenever I think that I need more damage, and this is one of those situations. These butchers can take quite a beating, and I just want to try to make that as short as possible. The fight as short as possible, just to minimize the mistakes that I can make. They actually can spin around pretty fast, so backstabbing them sometimes isn't always easy. They have a long wind-up on that attack, so you can sneak around behind. And when they two-hand smash on the ground in front of you, that's a long attack as well. So the reason I came down here was for this large ember. It'll allow me to take my +5 weapon to +10 with the right upgrade stones. So to make my falchion strong, that's all I'm looking for. If you go down here, the dogs on the left here won't aggro unless you actually start heading for them. So if you respect them and give them distance, only this guy will come at you. And I get an easy parry on him. The reason that, and you can see I'm very wary of the dogs. I'm keeping an eye on them. For whatever reason, the dogs won't aggro, and they're kind of in a tough place because not only are they in water, but they're also under like a low ceiling. So if you have a weapon that swings really high, a lot of times you'll just hit the ceiling and you can't hit them, and it's a really annoying place for those dogs to be. So I just choose not to fight him. You know, why risk it? 2 dogs on you? I mean, I think I could probably kill him fine, but I'm just not even gonna risk it because I want to free Laurentius while I'm down here as well. I really only came down for the large ember, but I'm gonna free him as well. He's right here. See, that 200 attack is pretty punishable. Even though I was out of position, I was still able to get around behind the butcher and backstab him. But I'm gonna free Laurentius not because I'm planning on using pyro, but because well, I mean, I am gonna use pyro. I'm not gonna use any of the offensive pyro other than maybe power within. I'm not going to cast any fire spells or combustion or anything like that. I think that makes some bosses really trivial, and I'm not interested in I'm not interested in just beating bosses just by spamming pyro. That's not fun for me, so I'm probably not going to do that. I will use power within because that is an interesting damage booster, because not only does it take away from your health, but it also gives you a huge boost in damage. So I will probably play around with power within. I won't use it on every boss, that's for sure. Any boss that is a long drawn out battle, I think that power within isn't always worth it. But if you can just crush a boss in a short amount of time, then definitely, I think power within is applicable.
Goodbye then.
I only have 260 souls, which is also a problem. Right now, I'm carrying 3 large Titanite shards. I got 2 from a crystal lizard, and I got 1 from Blighttown. And when I did that run at the beginning of the game, and that's enough for 2 upgrades for my falchion. Unfortunately, the upgrades are about 200 souls apiece. So as of right now, I can only actually upgrade it once, and I think I want to get that full upgrade in. And you see me on the elevator switching to gold pine resin. That's what I'm going to use for the gargoyles, which will be my second boss fight of this video. And again, I'm not going to be using any summons at any time, so you won't see me summon Solaire. That would make this just trivial. In fact, the reason I waited so long to fight the gargoyles is because I didn't think my damage was high enough. Now I have 420 souls, so I can afford both of my upgrades for my falchion. And, you know, I delayed gargoyles intentionally. I mean, I was here right from the beginning of the game, but I believe I said in either my first or second video that I didn't feel confident fighting gargoyles, so I wasn't going to fight gargoyles until I was stronger. Really, all I needed was the gold pine resin, but I didn't have that when I was last here. Just for a little damage boost. You see me not rest at that, at the parish bonfire, because I'm going to warp back to Firelink when I'm done. Because I'm pretty confident at this point, and you see me upgrade. There's my +6 falchion, and I have one more upgrade that I can apply here to +7. A +7 falchion with a gold pine resin on it will deal more than enough damage to the gargoyles to be able. And again, the trick with the gargoyles is similar to the capra fight. In the capra fight, you want to get rid of the dogs as fast as you can. In the gargoyles fight, you want to kill that first gargoyle before the second gargoyle comes into the fight. So the whole idea there is I just need to make sure that I can deal enough damage and just DPS that first, DPS him down as fast as possible. Here's a channeler up here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put him, just kill him here with headshots. It's a lot easier than messing with a bunch of those buffed little guys. And by little guys, I mean, I don't know what they're called, the little hollows. And here, the Chandler fell and aggroed this guy behind me, so I was surprised to see him sneak up behind me. On the audio, you can hear him, but I must not have had my audio up high enough. But unexpected, and you can see me, this is how I deal with unexpected situations, is I'm just going to retreat and take them on one at a time. But again, yeah, I was totally not expecting that second Balder Knight to come up behind me. down there, the Chandler fell off the ledge and fell right where those Balder Knights are, and that must have just been enough to aggro him. Now all these little guys in here, those are the guys that get buffed up, and even though they're hollows, they deal a lot of damage when that Chandler buffs them. So getting that Chandler out of the way is very beneficial, and then it's just a matter of me picking them off slowly. And again, patience here. You're not seeing me run out in there. I'm just letting them kind of bottleneck and taking them out one at a time, or two at a time, depending on how many I can catch in a swing. I am going to free Lautrec now, and since I have the Master Key, I will probably use the Ring of Favor and Protection, much to everyone on the internet's displeasure, I'm sure. They're all going to be, I'm sure I'll get responses where people are going to tell me that using the Favor and Protection ring is is very noobish of me, and yeah, I mean, it's a good ring. Why would I not want to use it, especially when I'm not using a shield? And, you know, tough. There's going to be a point when I put it on, I guarantee you that. The extra health, the extra endurance, it's too good to pass up. And, you know, a lot of people will call that a noob ring, but it's a really good ring. Yeah, it breaks if you take it off, but, you know, it's such a good ring, especially for a character like this that, you know, is never going to use a shield. Having a little extra health probably will go a long way for me, so tough cookies. I'm okay with people calling me a noob, I guess. So this video is almost over. I'm just going to run up and fight gargoyles real quick. I'm pretty confident about my damage, and pretty confident that the fight's going to go smoothly at this point. I am not going to summon. It's not part of my rules that I'm allowing myself to do. I look cool. I'm pretty happy with where my character is overall. So if you're still watching from the beginning, thank you very much. I really do appreciate people staying and watching as long as they do. I can't say it enough. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and press like. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I should be coming out with these videos fairly periodically. I'm gonna just shut up and let you watch the gargoyle fight. I know I said I was gonna shut up and let you watch the Capra fight, but I did some. I wanted to explain some of the mistakes I made. So, again, thank you all for watching, and have a good day, guys. I'll see you next time.